Good morning, children. So in continuation to previous video, we are here now starting with the converse. Before that, what we were discussing actually the response to abiotic factor, and in this concern we have already discussed the regulators, those who can keep their body temperature and osmolarity constant, and they really do not change their body temperature and osmolarity along with the temperature of the environment. But here now we are starting with the converse. What are converse? Converse actually the 99% of the animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain their internal body temperature constant, and their body temperature changes with the ambient temperature, that means temperature of the external environment. Similarly, the aquatic animals also do not keep their osmotic concentration constant, most of the aquatic animal, and they change their osmolarity along with the ambient water osmotic concentration. That means they are simply called as converse, those who do not keep their osmolarity and temperature constant, and those who changes their osmolarity and temperature along with the change of the external environment. Okay, this is one thing. Now the second thing is that why all the any but the keeping the thermoregulation or keeping the body temperature constant or osmolarity constant is a evolved character, because it has so many advantages by keeping the body temperature constant. But it is not easy to keep the thermal regulation, because it is a very costly in terms of energy. That means it is a very expensive process in terms of energy, so that all the animals and plants are not the thermoregulator, rather they are, or thermoregulator or osmotic concentration is not kept constant, rather they are osmoconverse. Okay, so thermoregulation is energetically a expensive process, and this is particularly true for small animal. Now here there is an answer of a one question. Question is that why small animals rarely found in the polar region. So answer is this, that the small, suppose this is a small animal, so in comparison to their volume their surface area is more, so the heat loss takes place through the surface area. So more the, if the temperature of the external environment is low and they are there at the higher temperature, so they lost more heat in comparison to their body volume, so they tend to lose body heat very fastly when it is cold outside. Why? Because their surface area in relation to their volume is more, so that the heat loss takes place from their body more when there is a cold temperature outside. This is the main reason why small animals are rarely found in the polar reason. That means during the course of evolution many animal has become osmoregulators, but other could not evolve to osmoregulator, they are osmoconverse, because it is a expensive process in terms of maintaining the body temperature constant. It is a very expensive process, so all animals cannot afford to be osmoregulator and thermoregulator, but all other animals are osmo and thermoconverse. Now here one thing is coming, some of them are called as partial regulator. Why are they called as partial regulator? Because some of the species, those have evolved the ability to regulate when there is a limited change in the environmental condition, but beyond that they again become converse, means up to some extent they can regulate their body temperature and osmolarity, but if more than the more changes takes place in the external environment up beyond their limitation, then they becomes again converse. Okay, so these are three type of animals on the basis of thermoregulation we have seen: regulators, converse and partial regulators. Now here is coming another topic is that when the stressful condition is localized and for the short duration, then the animal has two alternatives. If localized conditions are there, that means at some place the condition is unfavorable, but at other place condition is suitable, then animals have two alternatives, that they can suspend their activities or they can migrate from the stressful habitat to the hospitable area. So some birds can are the example of the migration, that they migrate from the stressful habitat to the hospitable area. It is as simple as a person move from Delhi to Shimla in summer season, because in Delhi the conditions are unfavorable because of very high temperature in summer season, but in Shimla the temperature is low, so the conditions are favorable. Similarly, the birds also migrate from the unhospitable area to the hospitable area. They may migrate to the long distance also in the search of hospitable areas. Here they have given the example in Colorado National Park of Bharatpur in Rajasthan. It hosts the thousands of migratory birds which comes from Siberia when there is a extreme cold condition in the northern regions. Okay, so these are the example of migration. Now the last is that to for increasing the chances of survival in the extreme harsh condition or in the unfavorable condition, the organism, animals and plants can suspend their activities also. So there are so many different example, like in the case of bacteria, fungi and lower plants. They, in the unfavorable condition, they suspend their activities and their cell get covered in the thick walled structure that is called as spores. They become spores. Spores are actually covered by thick wall, and when the favorable conditions, onset of favorable condition is there, then these spores germinate and again they give rise the new organism. Second example in higher plants. Higher plants in unfavorable condition, they protect themselves in the form of seed, and seed can disperse also from one place to another place, and even the vegetative parts of the plant can also be stored and can be preserved, and when there is a favorable condition, favorable moisture and temperature is available, seeds or vegetative part again give rise the new plant. Okay, now the next one, seed even undergo dormancy also, and their metabolic activities reduces in the seed condition, and when there is a onset of favorable condition, then this dormancy also get break and then seed get germinate to give rise the new plant. So these are the two different example in case of plants. Now in case of animal and in case of bacteria also. Now in case of animal we are saying, in case of animal, if the conditions are unfavorable, then they undergo hibernation, that is winter sleep, or estivation, that is summer sleep. So hibernation, example of hibernation is polar bear. In extreme cold condition, the polar bear undergoes hibernation, that is winter sleep, to escape from the very extreme conditions, or you can say the unfavorable condition, to avoid the extreme cold condition. Similarly, the snails and fishes, they undergo estivation to avoid the summer related problems and to avoid the desiccation from the heat. So this is called as what? It is called as estivation. Example of estivation or summer sleep is snail and fish, and of winter sleep is polar bear. Now the last one. Last one is there in the case of zooplankton, which are microscopic animals. They protect themselves in unfavorable condition by going diapause. Diapause is a stage of suspended development. In lakes and ponds, this diapause takes place in zooplanktons, and this is the stage of suspended development. It is a very important term which takes place in zooplankton. So here we have seen when the conditions are temporarily unfavorable or they are localized, then organisms have two options. One is migration and other is suspension. So this is all about today's topic. Thank you.